Now here we're going to look at how to do correct shading. Okay, there are 5 basic rules to shading. First of all, always make sure you shade with a sharp pencil. It's really difficult to capture the tones you want if you're shading with a blunt pencil, and it leaves untidy lines. So number 2, shade with short strokes. Your strokes should be no larger than 1 centimetre. It allows you to keep the same pressure all the way along and keep in control of what you're doing. That's the correct way. If you shade with strokes that are too long, what happens is your wrist forms a natural pivot and you end up with curved lines. You'll also notice that the pressure comes down heavily at one end, so you've lost control of your pencil strokes. Number 3, okay, always shade in the same direction. You maintain control all the way through. If you're shading in different directions and going at it in different ways, what happens is you get crisscrosses of shading over the top of one another, and you end up with darker areas and lighter areas. You've lost control. Number 4, always shade evenly. By using short strokes, you keep control of that. If you shade too fast, your strokes are too long, you've also got the case where you're getting gaps in between your strokes. You should never be able to see the paper between the lines. 5, the one that gives it away more than anything, that you have lost control of your pencil or it's untidy shading. Whenever you're shading, always shade away from the line. Shade with the line and away from it. You therefore end up with a nice, neat, sharp edge. This is why you should always work with a sharp pencil too. If you end up with a heavy blunt pencil, you're more likely to end up going over the line. Here you can see what happens if you shade towards the line. You've got a higher degree of chance of going over the line and coming out of it, and that just leads to untidy shading. If you follow these 5 basic rules of shading, it is impossible to do poor shading. You will always do a good job.